Hi, welcome to your first add-on video. This is your glute edition, aka we are going to be toning your butt. So start lying on your back. You're going to come over to your side. Remember, we don't jackknife up and down, we roll through your side, okay, to protect your back and your abdominal muscles as they're rehabilitating. Roll onto your back. You're going to find a nice steady position with your knees over your ankles. Everything is hip distance apart. We want to set yourself up with nice parallel tracks from your feet all the way to your hips. That means that your heels are not going to turn out, your toes aren't in any funny position, and we certainly are not going to have our knees wider than our hips, okay? So if you're unsure, just lift your head, take a look, see where you are in space. Then you're going to let your arms come down to the ground. We're going to activate your shoulder blades down into your triceps. So remember that the back muscles are the other half of the front muscles. We want to let the back muscles help you. You're going to turn those shoulder blades on, let your hands come down to the ground, and from there, you're going to start to push into your heels. Just feel if that can lift your hips up off the ground a couple of times, right? So that we're going to start to turn on a relationship between your feet and your hips, namely your butt muscles. From here, you're going to push down into those heels. I want you to turn on the pelvic corridor, big exhale, zip it all up, and push your hips up towards the ceiling from your butt, okay? There's a subtle difference between your butt muscles coming together and squeezing in and squeezing straight up. We want the straight up. The squeezing in just puts tension into your low back, okay? So remember, sit bones are nice and wide. We're activating the very middle of your butt muscles. We're getting the hamstrings, which are the backs of your legs, working with your butt muscles, and your core, once again, is in an upside down plank pose. I know you're working while I'm talking through all of this. Go ahead and keep finding your positioning. Take a big breath in, and as you exhale, zip up, and then we're going to start to move. You're going to lift and lower, lift and lower, lift and lower. 3 major muscle groups for stability in your body. Your quadriceps, your legs, your butt muscles. There are a few different systems back there that are all working right now, and your waist and your core system. All 3 of those big muscle groups, we want talking and working together to create all movement, but specifically this one right now, where you're going to do 10 more lifts. Here we go. 1, 2, 3. Feel around for your hip flexors. Notice if they're gripping. 7, 8. Turn that grip into belly and butt work. 9, and pause. Reset a neutral pelvis. From here, you're going to find your inner thighs. You're going to touch your knees to touch each other. Squeeze your knees in to touch each other, and then open them back up. Squeeze your knees in to touch each other. Open them back up. You're going slowly. Pelvic floor in, inner thighs together. Whew, you should be feeling your butt crease right now, right where your butt meets your hips, meets the backs of your thighs. In and open. In and open. 5 more. 1, 2, resist that rebound effect. Stay with the muscle contraction. Last one. Hold and roll on down. Whew, I felt that. Let's take another big breath in. Exhale, you've got 1 more set. Push down into your feet. Roll your hips on up, lengthen out your pelvis, find your waist. 10, here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Stay up, touch your knees into each other. 1, 2, we're going to 10. 3, 4, 5, zipping the waist. 7, 8, 9, keep your knees together. We're lifting 10 more times from here. Pelvic floor in and up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and release. Woo! Take a breath right there. Rock your knees from side to side. Let that loosen up. And that's going to take you to roll onto your left side. You're going to prop yourself up either on your elbow or up onto your forearm here. Take a breath, similar to your clamshell positioning, nice wide sit bones, zipped up pelvic corridor. We're starting for a large range of motion. You can put your hand anywhere you want to find muscle contracting, and you need your brain talking to that area, and it might be having a hard time. Just touch it. That tactile feedback really helps the brain turn on that muscle group, okay? So I'm making a muscle from my butt up into my waist. I'm lifting my bottom ribs. I have mostly parallel tracks between my hips and my rib cage and my armpit, right? We've got 5 more here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Pause. That knee is going to turn down. Your foot is up on the diagonal. I want you to re-zip the belly. So now we're working right here in the middle of the butt, right where the butt meets the hamstring. Take your hand to the ground, pull the ribs back, make a muscle. I want you to notice that I'm not pushing with my foot. Remember, we're drawing the origin of strength and movement from the extremities up back into the center of your body. When the core gets compromised, movement starts to travel down to the ankles, to the wrists, to the neck. We want all of that tension to go back into the strength of the center of your body. I know you're cooking, keep going. I'm cooking too. Here we go, 5 more. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Last time, you're gonna lengthen out that leg. Now, against this length, I want you to pull up the pelvic floor. Turn that hip down, take your top hand to the ground. We're not collapsing here, we're lifting up. Here we go, 10, 1, 2, make a muscle, 3, 4, it's like you're making a fist with your butt, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and release. Ooh. You can kind of rub that out for a second. And then take it over to the other side. Roll onto your forearm, knees on the diagonal, find your waist, big breath in, lifting and lowering. Lifting and lowering. This is a big range of motion. What we're going for is getting the knees to relax a little bit, the ankles to let go, certainly the outer shin muscles to let go, and get everything working from up in here. Nice, strong, lifted lower rib cage. 5 more. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Pause. Knee goes down, foot up. Pull in the belly. The very middle of the butt is engaging and taking that shape backwards. Now resist the rebound effect of letting the body do this, right? We're just making a muscle with the middle of the butt. We're maintaining a side plank pose in the upper body. There we go. We've got 5 more. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and pause. Lengthen that leg out. Internally rotate again. Get a little longer. Pull up the pelvic corridor against that length. It's like you're getting pulled in 2 directions. The foot's going that way, the pelvic corridor is going this way. Go ahead and take that top hand down, internally rotate, 10 and you're out. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, let it burn, 6, 7, 8, 9, breathe, 10, and release. Very nice. Have a little moment there. Come on over onto your hands and knees. You're going to take a child's pose. Open up your knees, give yourself some room, and just stretch yourself on back as you stretch your back. You can drop your head on down and roll your head a little from side to side. Big breath in. You're coming up onto your hands and knees. You're going to draw those knees right up underneath your hips. If you have sensitive wrists and this feels like too much pressure for you, I want you to come down to your forearms, okay? And for the rest of us, we're going to be starting up under our hands. Little softness in the elbows. The beginning of starting to say hello to an idea of a plank pose, right? Or a true plank pose. As your pubic bone is back, you've got length, you're pulling in. Now I'm gonna round my pelvis in just a little bit. Different than tucking. This is tucking. We're not going there. I'm going to recruit my lower abdominal muscles and round my tailbone in a little bit, right? Remember what that does. We do that on the roller, pulling in. Then you can make a muscle with that right butt, squeeze the heel in, and hinge it up. Now check in that you haven't just collapsed, okay? You're nice and even. The knee is pointing down. You still have parallel tracks in the body. You can look back, kind of check in, look at where you are in space, and then you can start to make a muscle with that butt. We're going for 10 lifts from here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Stay. Take a big breath in. Flex the foot even more. Pull it in even more. Come up another inch. Now recruit the belly all the way in. From there, lift 10 more times. Little squeezes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Stay. Last little thing. Stretch your leg out. Extend. I want you to feel like you're pushing something really heavy away with your heel. And against that, you're pulling in the pelvic corridor. You're coming up. Take a big breath in. Re-round the belly 10 times. 1, 2, 3. Go for it. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and release. Woo. Little child's pose there. Gonna rock that out and anything you need to, and then come back up again. All fours, set yourself up. Gather in that pelvic corridor. When the center of your belly is really holding you up and supporting you, you're actually very light on your wrists and hands. So you can look for that experience as you're working. We're pulling in, taking a nice big breath in, nice long neck. Go ahead and squeeze, gather yourself up, send that leg on up. Little note, the opposite rib cage does a lot to help you stabilize this hip. So I'm on my left leg, my right rib cage is squeezing up and in. Okay, you kind of think about that diagonal line. From here, we're going for 10. Drop that left hip, squeeze up through the waist. 1, 2, 3, nice long neck. 4, 5, check in with your compensation patterns. 8, 9, 10, pause. Reset in, round your spine. Take a breath. Come up, squeeze in a little tighter. Turn it in again, reset. 10 from here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, pause. Gather in, push that leg away as hard as you can. Turn that hip down. Now really find your middle belly. Mine has fallen out, I'm gonna zip it up. 10 from there, here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and release. You're gonna bring that left shin forward into a pigeon pose. Stretch that right leg back. Rock a little bit from side to side. Any sensitivity in your knees, you can take this in a seated position with your right leg out in front of you and just open your hip that way, okay? And rock around in there a little bit, nice big breath. Take your hands down to the ground, lift up to a downward facing dog, just stretch it out there for a moment. Bring your right shin forward. And rock a little bit from side to side there, just letting the glutes open up for you. Good job. Training yourself to really enjoy the experience of your strength, burning out your muscles, and getting stronger is a powerful shift in your resilient thinking, right? It starts to affect how you relate to difficult emotions, difficult moments, challenging thoughts and stories, and kind of blends into all of those parts of conscious living. Go ahead and bring your left leg all the way around you. You're gonna have a moment here. Cross your leg over each other. If this is too much for you, go ahead and take that bottom leg long, okay? Otherwise, you're in a seated spinal twist. Gather, hold, take a breath. It's a gentle rotation. Don't go too far. I want you to notice that my head is staying over my sternum and in line with my rib cage, okay? My head isn't going further than that. One more big breath. Exhaling. Come around. You're going to switch sides. Go ahead and take that right leg over. Your left foot is underneath. You're going to hold on, take a nice big breath in, and then again, you're twisting into the bent leg. Twisting into the bent leg. Be sweet. Breathe into that tighter space of your low back. Ask for your transverse abdominals to make a muscle and move you towards the bent leg. And come back through center. Bring your feet together. Knees are open. Big breath in as you sit back onto your sit bones. Remember, forward bending is an abdominal move. Contract. Round forward, let go. Come on up. You did it. Have an amazing day.